G'day folks, and welcome back once again. As you can kind of see from around me, I am in my bedroom and things are a little bit chaotic, which is pretty normal for someone like me. Well, has been up until now. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm trying to set an example for a few people.
You're a role model.
So that they can see what I'm doing to get ahead and hopefully help them too. In saying that, the first thing that we need to address is our chaos in our everyday lives. And for me right now, it's, well, all this. So I'm going to get to work. And while I'm doing that, you guys can quickly like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Turn on notifications. While you guys are doing that, I'll show you a little bit of a video that I took yesterday at a bit of a impromptu bike show that I attended. And I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alrighty, so I managed to get a little bit done. Made my bed, cleaned some stuff up. Now, something as simple as making your bed, yes, it's annoying and it's not going to get done every day. Clearly, I'm not that sort of person. However, just cleaning things up enough automatically just changes how the room feels. Therefore, the chaos that's in here isn't spilling out into here so much. Makes it easier for me to function. If it works for me, I'm sure it's going to work for a few other people as well. Now, if you're wondering what's on the bed here, it's actually some shelving from some of the sort of indoor type shelf racking things that I bought a few months ago. And I'm bored and really don't want to keep going. So to keep myself motivated on different tasks, I thought, well, why not dress these up a little bit, seeing as this shelf itself has been pulled apart. I'm actually going to use some of the leftover wrap from both my race car and from my Ranger to sort of try out and see how things go. And you know what, it's a good way for me to start getting back into using this skill because, well, it's something I actually want to do later on down the track. And again, the whole point of these videos is to help motivate a few certain people in my life to go after what it is that they want. And let's face it, you've got to suck before you can be good. And well, if you've seen anything of mine up close, I still suck. Yeah! So we have to practice, which is what these are for, and we're going to go from there. So we'll show you the finished product in just a moment. Yeah. Now I've also just heard my mum wake up, which is great, which means that one, I can pump my music because music is actually really, really good to help keep the chaos in check.
Right.
But also, I have a little something to mess with her a little later, being that we've got those Wi-Fi Google lights. I'm going to change the names on them later and, well, it's going to put a smile on her face because she's the same twisted, sick kind of soul that I am.
I am evil Homer. I am evil Homer.
And, well, yeah, we're going to come up with some interesting names. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm going to get to work and I'll show you how we go in just a moment. So here's the shelf finished and in place. Now, as you can see here, we've got a few blemishes. When you're using wrap, it's been outside in the rain for months on end around cheap timber. It's really not going to stick overly well, but it is a shelf. It is a practice, so the job's satisfactory, or at least the outcome anyway. So that'll do for now. Alrighty, so now that that's in place, I'm going to get into a couple of other bits and pieces. I'll get the camo one done maybe a little bit later today. So if I get that done, I'll show you guys towards the end of the video. Otherwise, I'll make sure it's in the next video. But for now, I've got a few jobs that need to be taken care of. Also, at the very end of this, we're going to be messing with my mum. So make sure you stay tuned for that because it should be hilarious. In fact, I'm going to guarantee it will be hilarious. So I've mentioned before that health is important. In fact, it's very, very important, both up here and for the rest of the body. Now, I've had to be taught this lesson a few times for it to really start to sink in, which is why I'm actually inside a gym right now. Now, if you sort of have a bit of a look around, it may look like a really cool home gym, and I would love to have something like this one day. But this is actually the work gym, and unfortunately they took most of this away during COVID so that we couldn't use it, and they haven't brought most of it back. And in any case, I'm actually going to use what we've got here because, as I have stated, we're doing things in small increments to slowly build up to something big. And you know what? The one thing that we don't want big is this. So I'm going to get to work. I'm actually at work on my break, and being that it is freezing right now, this is a great way to stay warm. So I'm going to try and do anything to try and beat this cold. And yeah, we'll move on from here. Now, for those of you that don't actually have access to a gym or anything like this, for those of you who have been watching me for a while, you remember that I actually did something at home where it was all body weight stuff and sort of, 5 reps of 5 different things like push-ups, sit-ups and what have you, and increasing it by 5 reps every week. And I think within about 4 or 5 weeks, we started to actually see a noticeable difference. So just remember, guys, you don't need to have access to a gym to be able to start to work on your physical health. Anything will do. And if you guys are actually looking for tips and things that you can do at home with whatever's laying around or just with your own body weight, post in the comments below and I'll do a video on that too. Alrighty, so it's a few days now after I started doing the whole gym at work thing, as well as, changing my diet a little bit to make things better and taking vitamins. And I can say that even though I don't see a difference yet, which clearly it's only been a few days, I can definitely feel a difference. Now, I don't know if that's just a psychological thing or not that's going on, but I reckon I'm starting to feel a little bit of a benefit. And like I said, I'm only doing tiny little changes, a little less soft drink, a couple less drinks whenever I have drinks, cut down on the sugar intake. Like I said, I've added in vitamins again. It's only like a 20-odd minute workout at work, just little things like that every day, just small changes. So far, there's been a noticeable difference in how I feel. So hopefully, if you guys try and do something like that, you get the same sort of an effect. And if you do try this, let me know how you go below, because I'll be interested to know how you guys do it. Anyway, as promised, I'm going to mess with my mum. As I've mentioned before, I've got the smart lights throughout my house. So I'm going to change the name of the lights to something, well, what most people would deem inappropriate. And give me a second, I'll bring it up on screen and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so what will be popping up on that part of the screen shortly is actually my phone screen, so you guys will actually see what I'm doing, which we're going to start the recording now. So I'll move over like that so we can bring it up just here. And now, for the moment, my mum is staying in the front room because we're renovating the house and doing one room at a time. Now I'm going to actually change the lights in her room, okay? So if we go in here and let's have a look at settings, we're going to turn on... We're going to change this living room. I now put numbers next to these so I know which globes are what when I pull them out and pop them into another room, purely because things are always moving around in a house that's being renovated. Like anyone that knows and has been mental enough to live in a house they're renovating, which is a really bad idea. Never do it if you can avoid it, please, because you will save yourself a hell of a lot of stress and heartache. So let's change this one to, let's say, big, fluffy dildo. It's an A1 big fluffy dildo. Right, so that's what we've changed the name to. We're going to save that. Now I'm going to do that for the other 2 lights that are in there. So every time that she says this, it's going to turn on all 3 lights that control the living room. I'm going to go and record her reaction when I tell her that I've done this, and pop that also on TikTok and Instagram so you guys can get a bit of a kick out of that. For now, I'm actually going to wrap up this video here because you know what? We can't have too much of a spoiler. Got to pause that other one. So back into the middle now. As always, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, turn on notifications, share with your friends, comment below. All of it's appreciated. And like I said, in the next video, I'm going to introduce my mum, get the reaction of me changing her lights to a big fluffy dildo because why not? And we're going to mess with her a little bit just to bring her a bit of a joy because she doesn't get to get out of the house very much, and she is one of the people that I am trying to help inspire with these videos. So hopefully, with any luck, we can at least put a smile on her face and encourage her to do something with her life, because even though she's not able to walk and do the things that she used to like she used to, doesn't mean that things are over for her just yet. So we're going to do that. We'll see you guys next time. Look after yourselves. I guess that's it. Ciao.